is up, y'all? It is Ozmoden here, back with another Clash Royale video. We're going to do 2v2s today, a little classic 2v2. We're going to play out a couple different decks. We're going to try a few different things, but I think we're going to start with like our standard like go-to hog deck. We'll just see how it goes. We're matched up today with David. And we've got two Dagger Duchesses. I freaking hate Dagger Duchess. All right, here's the thing about Dagger Duchess. In a 1v1, it completely shuts down my deck because I do all of these like sneaky counters and like chip damage type stuff, which is really like good for Dagger Duchess. In 2v2s, it's like the worst tower in the game because there's so much elixir to go around. People play so many cards, and Dagger Duchess doesn't. It's not like she doubles her like amount of daggers. So she runs out at the same pace, and there's just a lot more like cards on the table. So like you won't see it now, but by the time that we get down to double elixir, oh my gosh, what a freeze there. Nasty, dude. Nasty freeze. By the time that we get to double elixir, you're just gonna see Dagger Duchess run out of steam. That hog play was kind of like a cycle. I feel like elixir is slower to recharge and double elixir though. So I mistimed that. I was trying to get my hog down to cycle back and then get my arrows out in time, and I just did not get them out in time. But we're gonna do some work on that right side, and honestly, that makes up for the damage on the left. All right, let's try to get this guy up to the middle so we get both towers activated on it. And my David's just not gonna be a fan of that plan, so he's just gonna let him get all the way back to the tower. And we could have been superstars. We had the idea there was to get Evo Mega Knight to the middle and then let the hunter get in range. So arrows that for me. Nice, good arrows with the goblins coming in, and then we'll clean this up in the middle. And he's gonna counter that right side, and we're gonna get double hogs coming down either way. This is what I'm talking about with the let me arrows those actually. Bad arrows, but we got Valk, so. This is what I'm talking about with the Dagger Duchess, is that once it comes to 2 times elixir, she just never has daggers on her because there's so many troops on the board. So we'll do this. I've got both my Evos here. I think I'm going to play a little bit more defensively because it looks like my partner's interested in getting into an offensive battle. I'm going to arrows this. Don't want to see any of that because they can splash onto the tower. And now we're starting to build something up on this left side here. We get the Valk down. Dagger Duchess. I played the hog a little bit too early, but we're going to freeze that. Good freeze. The fireball comes in. The hog gets 1, 2 swings, and that's game. Look at that, chat. How about that to start? Don't talk to me. Don't send me little emojis. Game 1 down. Let's play a couple more. What kind of deck do you want to use on this? I've got some heavy stuff. We'll play this one. This one's kind of fun. A little bit of spam tactics here. We got 2 princess towers. All right, so I think this deck plays well against Giant Skeleton. Let me get my graphic up, my bad. I think this does well against Giant Skeleton because there's so much spam that he shouldn't be able to get back to our tower. Chatty, king of the trolls. He's a troll, that's for sure, so. They played a lot of elixir there, so I think we should be able to get a good counter here. I don't think they're going to have the manpower to get rid of it. And if they spam, I've got this Goblin Curse. Just a ton of damage there. You know, I will curse this. Because The king is locked onto him. He does splash. I thought the goblins were going to be able to do a little bit more damage than that. But we're just going to let the battle come to us. We're going to build up elixir here. They're going to be upset, so somebody's going to play aggressive. Somebody's going to try to protect that wizard. I'm sure of it. And they're not. They're really not. So we're going to be able to counter with a log. No hits. One hit. They didn't give up, did they? Surely they didn't give up. I think we would have seen something by now. There was a minute left. It's a minute 15 on the clock, chat. You didn't have to kill yourself like that. Never kill yourself. You never know. You just never know. All right, 2-2. Let's finish out strong. You know what? I've got a deck. I've got a deck that I want to play. I've got a deck that I want to play here. So, yeah. In the last video, if you saw it, we just absolutely crushed this giant goblin Sparky deck. So if anybody struggles with giant goblin Sparky, just watch the video. Watch my last video. I'll show you how to do it. But we're gonna play it. So last video we learned how to counter it. This video we're gonna try to see if I can show you how to play it. The idea is I like to hold my Sparky as long as I can. It's really good on defense to counter with, but I like to hold on to it so that they have, like, in their minds their kind of game plan, and then they got to change up at the last second. Misplayed the Valkyrie. You should have played that a little bit higher so we can take both of those out. And I'm just going to let the damage bleed a little bit because I'd rather have the elixir. I used the little frying pan guy with this, and you know what? I said that we were going to hold on to Sparky till 2x, but I'm actually going to change my mind because there's a clear amount of damage on the left side, so they're really, even though I played Sparky on the left side, I feel like they're gonna play cards on the left side too. So the mortar comes down. This probably could be good for us because the mortar isn't gonna counter any of this. And then if I can get my goblin giant down, so now we got the match down. Gob Giant and Sparky, and we're just going to see how he counters this. So he's going to counter it by giving us Elixir, and I'm just going to have to depend on Jubilee to put his Valk down and counter for us. But interesting. It seems like they don't really have an answer, a very good answer for Sparky. So there's no. What I mean by that is that there's no like electric like wizard. There's no electric dragon. So we should be able to get some good value out of him on defense and then countering back to offense. So there's a lot going on here. I wish I had just a little bit more elixir so I could fireball this. But that's going to come down, and we're not going to be able to get our minions down in time. But we are in double elixir. So again, we're just going to lay back. On this one, it's really tough because you just have to let the battle come to you. You cannot force the hand on any of this. That hog gets more swings than I'm comfortable with, but we're going to try to just make something happen here. Good fireball value here. He's got a hog coming in, so we got to figure out what to do with that. And that's just going to be game, unfortunately. It is a strong deck. It can be really good. It just didn't work out for us that time. You know what? We're going to do one more. We're not going to finish on a loss here. We're going to do one more. Same deck. I'm going to prove to you that this deck can work. I know that we lost with it, and then we won against it. But it really is a solid deck. You just got to play it a certain kind of way. It's the kind of deck that, like, if you get the right matchup for it, then there's nothing they can do about it. But you have to let the battle come to you a little bit. We were a little bit too passive there. All right, so we've got E-Spirit, that counters. Goblin Curse. Not really too sure what that does for him. But we'll make it work. So we're just kind of scoping him out, seeing what he has. We're playing with Foresti. I really like Ram Rider, and Witch could be good here to play in the back. So he sees that. It's always good to synergize with your partners. All right, so Boss Bandit. Unfortunately, we're just gonna have to let that go. We'll see if he uses dash. He does not. So that worked out well for us. I'm gonna try to rage up this last little bit of Gob Giant, and we get a mini P.E.K.K.A. on the tower. That's tower down. We already got a good game out of them. I hope they didn't quit the game. But that was a really good push on the right side. And that's kind of how this deck works. Is it's like a whole, and that's why I never really gave up hope in the last one. Was it could just be like nothing going on, and then all of a sudden you get a 3-crown. So never give up with this deck. Even though they've got a lot of counters, I'm surprised that, well, we haven't played the Sparky yet. So the idea here is that, did I not get this down? Oh, my bad. The idea here is that they haven't seen the Sparky, and now we're into double elixir. So we've seen what their counters are for it, the E-Spirit, the E-Dragon. So we should be able to catch them off guard. And got it. All right. We should be able to catch them off guard and get a good Sparky down that they're not prepared for. This one we're going to get, they're spending too much time focused up top, but I should be able to get some good chip damage with this giant goblin. I'm going to try to not lose this tower here. We got 15 seconds. If we can just defend, and that should be okay. Yeah. Bro, they had Monk, E-Spirit, and E-Dragon. That's a crazy amount of counters to Sparky, but we really didn't even use Sparky that much in that one. So a lot of different ways to play it. But that's the game. Let's see what we get here. 2 stars, 3 stars. Can I see 4? Chat, we're 1 away. 4 stars. What do we get? What do we get? Goblin Hut. I already have it. Y'all have a good one. Here's some gold for the road. See y'all next time.